Welcome. Hello, everyone. Hi, Gray Pill. Hope you're doing well. Gemini, it's good to see you. How are you doing? Let me open my monster. Yes. Nice, fresh one. I have these cute they're like little sippy cup pop tops to keep anything from getting in your drink. Gotta love them. I think I got them on Amazon. Hope you can hear me okay. Please let me know if you could type a 1 in the chat. Let's see. I know. Sorry for the dead air. Mm, can't remember how Grace showed me how to make my little picture where it's like the layout. Ooh, I'm still not very good at the StreamYard thing. Still learning. It's my excuse. Okay. So welcome to those of you that are in here listening. Welcome to the Tainted Ink channel, Inky Unplugged. I appreciate you being here. Um, So today's topic is unmasking the truth about confronting domestic violence, and it it can happen in the most unusual type of ways, where domestic violence can be um, financial, emotional. It's not always a physical violence, and a lot of people don't understand that. Like sometimes it's like through financial means, where you have one person that has 100% control of the money, and you can't you're kind of like, you feel trapped, like you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything. You're left to, in a sense, like on your own, and it can become very lonely and daunting. So it's not always in the sense of feeling or being hit or beaten and whatnot. Hi Tony, welcome honey. So I'm trying to get my notes in front of me. Okay. And domestic violence, it plagues our society, and people are scared to talk about it. They're afraid to come out and get help. When you're in a domestic violent type situation, a lot of times it's been so slow forthcoming that you don't even realize that it's happening until you physically get hurt. You know, the screaming at you or the demeaning you, using you, those types of ways that they're more subtle, and so you don't know them, like you don't recognize them as well. They're not like in your face, like it's the huge difference between that and, someone physically hurting you. And a lot of times they start off really subtle, and they gradually become more physical and more physical and more physical, and to the point you're like, whoa, you catch on abruptly, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, why are they treating me this type of way? Or why are they making me feel like your feelings don't matter? That's still abuse. Like, if someone doesn't take your feelings into consideration, um, that's still a form of emotional abuse. Or telling you that your feelings are invalid. Gaslighting. It's not as kind of in your face or physical symptoms, where other people don't notice it. And a lot of times these perpetrators will do these types of things behind closed doors, where they'll be really, sweet and kind to you in public, but then when they get you behind closed doors, then they, become more verbally abusive type behaviors. Domestic violence is a deeply and concerning problem and affects countless individuals globally, and it requires our attention and action. And if you have any ideas in chat, please feel free to, chime in. Throughout this time that I'm going to be speaking with you about this, I would like to shed some light on the harsh reality that victims face and expose the underlying factors that are contributing to this grave issue and provoke meaningful discussion around tackling it head on and how you would go about getting help when you're in need. By bringing these issues to the forefront, I'm hoping and praying that it helps bring awareness to those that are scared to speak up and get the help that they need. I'm hoping that it will help them come forward in a way that they don't have to live in that fear and that anguish anymore. That they know that there is safe places, that there is life outside of that box that you feel trapped in. Throughout this next week, I'm going to go through examining the physiological and emotional impact that the survivors go through. Thank you, Gemini. And the stigma that sits with us for those that have been through it. And how, I'm not sure if you've ever heard this statement before, but they'll be like, well, she stayed, she could have left. That's not always fact and true. Because when you're in a situation like that and it's been over a prolonged period of time, you don't feel that you can leave. Because the perpetrator tends to bring it to you to where they make you feel that you are utterly dependent upon them. Period. Like, you'll be nothing without them. And if there's a lady in chat that has ever heard this word, you will be nothing without me. You got to love it. That's like their favorite go-to. You'll be nothing without me. Or they'll like insinuate that they would cause harm to you if you did try to leave. So it can be very complicated, and it's not as easy as a lot of people think it is to be able to leave a situation like that. I've heard law enforcement that are not schooled on domestic violence speak with victims and have them, tell them, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave sooner? And it was so disheartening. So very disheartening. Because it makes the victim feel as if, well, you're supposed to be here to help me, but yet you're demeaning me just as much as the person I'm trying to get away from. So they're not helping the situation. And law enforcement needs to be trained in seeing things like this when they go to, if they get a call for a domestic violence call, so they can see the signs and symptoms of the victim to be able to notice these things. Yes, guidance. It is the most dangerous. Most dangerous. Like when a victim goes and gets a protective order, and they're going through the process, so they make the call. Step one, they make the call. They're trying to get help. The law enforcement shows up. The perpetrator's sitting there, and they're like, yeah, let her say something or let him say something. And this isn't on females. This is also on males. Men have been abused too. So please don't mistake that. And they're like, yeah, go ahead and say something. And they've already preached to you that no one's going to listen to you anyway. That's the mental manipulation that you go through. So you're reluctant to even saying anything to begin with. And then if you do start, venting and telling them what's going on, and you get an officer that has not been schooled on this, they're almost just as demeaning. And it is guided. It is the most dangerous time, because the perpetrator is going to try to rebel and keep you there. You're their food, their energy, the fire. And if you're not there, they don't have that. They don't have anyone to lash out to. They don't have someone that they can demean. Welcome, Phil. Hi, hon. Hi, Treese. Welcome. So I would like to take this over this next week and go through steps to help those that need the knowledge, the reassurance, and understanding to be able to put that foot in front of the other to get out of a situation or get help while they're still in the situation, and making a safety plan and starting that process. Gaining that, it's like gaining that, the feeling that you can get this done. You can do it. You can do it. Uplifting someone. Because when you're in a situation like that, you don't feel like you can. And it keeps a lot of people in that place. And by educating those out there, not only can you, if you come across somebody and they say, hey, I'm in this, this type of situation, and they're kind of like venting you, like hinting at it, then you can kind of help them make that plan to find safety, courage, and independence. Exactly. Gaining the self-courage and independence, because that's not the position you have when you've been out and down so much that you have to regain your self-worth and empower yourself again. Exactly. Exactly. Because it's like starting at the bottom of the barrel back when you were like 18, where you're kind of like scared to step out into the real world. Especially when it comes to someone that does the power trips on you. And it's not an easy place to come from. Many women, I think the percentage, I need to do some current research, but it was like 2 out of 10 were able to stay out of the situation. That is a very, very low average. 2 out of 10 women were able to take that step forward and get out of the situation. The majority goes back out of fear or threats, loneliness, because you start trauma bonding with that person, and then you start missing it, not because you really miss them, but you miss something within the dynamic of that relationship. By empowering ourselves and others, we can dismantle the misconceptions and the challenge to normalize the behaviors. If we work collectively towards creating a safer and more compassionate world for all of us. Codependency, exactly. Codependency. In our society, domestic violence is often hidden behind closed doors. And that's a harsh reality. It's a very, very harsh reality. And it's a harsh reality that affects far too many lives, including children, pets, relatives, because it doesn't just affect you or that person, it affects everybody within that family unit, and but not limited to your immediate relatives, sisters, brothers, cousins, mothers, fathers. Because a perpetrator is not just going to go after you, they'll use your family as a like a wall between you and you getting out. They'll become friends with them, like befriending them or convince them there's something wrong with you. They have a way of doing that manipulation. Phil says codependency. It's like being institutionalized. It's a bad comfort zone. It's getting out of it and seeing what is better. It truly is. Victims of domestic violence feel trapped and isolated and afraid to seek help. I've been there. I believe guidance has been there. I'm not sure exactly what her story is, and maybe sometimes she can come up and share it. But when you feel that trapped and isolated, you're not sure what, even when it comes to your own family, when I mentioned, they will use your own family against you. They'll be like, oh, she's crazy, or he's crazy, or he's acting a type of way. And then your family's looking at you like, well, I thought I knew you, or, they're very, very manipulative. Guidance says it's one thing I've never spoke about until, the Gabby Petito case. I had a really short little live last night, or 3 hours this morning. And I had some revelations over the whole true crime thing. And I think I mentioned it before, like, I'm not a true crimer channel. The only true crime cases that I will follow is something that I think has something to do with my subject title. Like something that wraps around my channel's narrative of either domestic violence, bullying, or sexual assault. I think it's why, like the Idaho 4 case really intrigues me. Because I'm very curious if, like, they were being stalked and whatnot before this happened, which, can't wait to see how that's going to turn out. Yes, publicly. Oh, you never spoke about it until the Gabby Petito case publicly? Gotcha. It's not an easy topic. It is truly not. It is not an easy topic in the slightest. And even though I have been away from the situation and my children have been away from the situation, it's still not easy. And I don't know if it will ever get easy, because as soon as I bring it up, it starts to resonate. And then I'll remember something. And for those few moments, I will relive that small amount of pain. But I can say with time, those memories, it's less trauma. And it does grow. Your security within yourself does grow to where it doesn't feel like your whole spirit is being ripped apart all over again. Phil said, but most don't like change. Okay, think change is within grasp. So they stick with what's comfortable. They do. And unless you're a person that is like super transient, you hit the nail on the head, Phil. Because we get comfortable in a situation. And because someone that is truly, a victimizer, it is so gradual that you get used to it a little bit at a time. It starts off with, oh, I don't like that outfit on you. Or where are you going at this hour? It's the silly little questions that grow into bigger questions. Why are you wearing that outfit? You don't wear that for me. And then it becomes the little snide comments. Oh, so you're going out again. You hang out with your friends more than me. And then they make you feel guilty. And then you're like, oh, maybe I should stay home. No, you're right. I don't, maybe I only get dressed up when I go out. But that's what the whole point of getting your out clothes and your hang out in the house clothes, right? Why does it have to be a bad thing? But the people that victimize are the ones that do those types of things. And they make you feel bad for the silliest decisions. Exactly. Even though it's not even close to comfort, you become comfortable. The one I walked into without my glasses. What did you walk into? Yes. Oh, that must have been this morning you were talking about. You know why I was so agitated? I'll have to talk to you, after the show or something when you're not busy. I've just been really paying attention to the things that I've been seeing on YouTube the last 6 months, and I was just so upset of how what we came here to do gets thrown off. And all of a sudden, we're not doing what we came here to do anymore. We're off on these tangents all over the place. And my whole thing was, stick to what you came here for. Don't let the chaos and the drama deter you from what your original mission to come here to do while you were here. If your whole mission to come here was to be in the middle of drama and chaos, okay, so that's what you do. If your mission was here to help people or do true crime or whatever, stick to the narrative of your channel and don't let others deter you from what you were doing, regardless of the situation. Because that is just a distraction, a true distraction. And that distraction could be because, someone else's jealousy. Again, those are symptoms of abusers. It could be because of how they feel, because they're feeling a type of way. And don't take blame. This is a prime example. Don't ever take blame for someone else feeling a type of way. All you can say is, I'm sorry that you felt a type of way by something I've said. But you are not responsible for someone else's feelings. And when someone says that you are, it's gaslighting. They're victimizing you because that other person is in control of their own feelings, their emotions. And if they can't control them, that's their fault. You are not responsible by how somebody else feels or what they do. Because in a court of law, that person can't go to the judge and been like, they made me do it. They made me feel a type of way. The judge is going to say, no, I'm sorry. You are in 100% control of your decisions, your feelings, your emotions, etc. To me, more of the being beaten down so much that you think you cannot survive without the support. The unseen seems more scarier, but then when you regain and realize your self-worth, it's amazing. And a breath of fresh air. Amen. Yes, it is. It is. It is the most elating feeling in the world to be like, I am free. I am free of the drama. I am free of the chaos. I am free of the bullshit. One of the most freeing things, and I'm sure most of you have probably heard me say this, is the most freeing feeling in the world was me coming to YouTube and being able to say, this is what happened to me and my family. And I'm not going back. I'm not going to hide from the bullshit. This was me releasing myself and being able to let go of that stress, of carrying that stress and that victimized feeling with me all the time. I was like, I'm freaking done. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I'm freaking over it. Oh, I wish I could see those in chat. Like, you know, in StreamYard. I bet they're really cute. Little pink hand waving. Tony says, hi, watcher. Phil says 10-4. Self-worth is mission critical. Yes. And if you haven't been able to feel that feeling in a while, start off with little tiny projects. And those little tiny projects can make you feel like, oh my gosh, I got that done. Start off with something really small. And this starts before you even leave the situation. Because you have to feel validated within yourself. Because if you're seeking that validation through someone else, it's a false feeling of validation. It's not, you can't go through life depending on someone else to help you feel edified and validated. Although the edification feels wonderful, and you should edify your partner, your children, your family. It's when you're able to do that on your own, life is so much more fulfilling. Guidance says, I always think it's start with my mom. Her last words to me before she died is, I'll never make myself into anything with her gone. I always think it started with my mom. Her last words to me before she died is, I'll never make myself into anything with her gone. Wow, she said that to you, Guidance? What you're meaning is, like, she was saying you'll never be anything without her? Is that what you were saying? Is that what she was saying is what I meant to say? Phil says, you have more power than you realize. Yes. And you have to harness that power. Yes, that was my live this morning. Oh, I was so upset, Guidance. Everyone does. Guidance says, yes. Phil says, exactly. The worst part of the internet is the rabbit holes that keep one stuck. Yes. Avoid the rabbit holes. I'm going to grab Betty to come listen. Okay, honey. I hope you guys, Sketchy did a little cute little short today. And I responded. And I'm not really, come on, you guys know me. I'm not real big. I get nervous when I have to try to do that, like, off the cuff stuff, but it was kind of cute and fun. She also told me my heart was my biggest problem. Why is that? Like physical or your biggest weakness? Because you have a good heart? No. She probably in not into be in defense of your mom, but she probably I don't know her, but I'm hoping and praying that maybe, hi Betty hun. I'm hoping and praying that she meant that she just didn't want you to be taken advantage of. And those of us that do have really big hearts and are super giving people, we get caught in those situations a lot because we want to give, and those users see that and they will try to suck everything out of you that they possibly can. And that's sad because you should be able to share that loving and giving side of you with someone that you know is going to share that back. So I'm really hoping that's what she meant, and not in a real negative sense, and was just like, you keep a rein on it, so you don't get hurt, because it can be really complex, like really a pain in the keister. Or biggest weakness. I don't look at it as a weakness, you know. Oh, thank you. Did you read the last one I wrote, the little sketchy? He said that he tried to get in my purse, but he found two other little sketchies in there, two other little gnomes. And I had to cut him off and be like, nope, nope, nope. They're just fake. They're fake gnomes. I wasn't cheating. Promise. You have to be careful, though, because, Betty, I know where your bread went. You fed him to the lions. Mm-hmm. He was trying to escape. He knew the boat was coming. Beautiful. Oh, I love that picture. That's such a cute picture of you. Oh, it's good to see everyone chit-chatting. Yes, sketchy is funny. She said your bread got repoed. Exactly. I think I even said that. I know why he repoed the bread, because he needed to feed it to the lions to get through the gates. It was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of typing. And then I had to go back and be like, no, I need to add this little piece in. I wish I could do that off the cuff on video, but I have to think too much. I think I'm a little slow when it comes to off the cuff stuff. He wanted to keep the dough for himself. He's going to barter it somewhere. I just know it. Hi, Toe Jam. So back to what I was saying. So the harsh reality affects far too many lives when it comes to domestic violence. I know. You got to love the donkey. Victims of domestic violence feel trapped, isolated, and afraid to seek help. But it's time for us to open up our hearts, our spirit, and help others so they can help others. So they know what it's like to have that free feeling. For instance, like guidance and myself and anyone else in chat that's been through that. I don't know. Phil may have been abused by Toe Jam. So, he may know what it's like to be able to get away. And maybe he can share his experience. Not funny, but it is a little. He he he. You want Donkey? I'll send him to you if you want him. He's cute. I just couldn't help it because Sea Org had made the comment. I think it was Sea Org. He had made the comment like he was Shrek. And it only took once, and it kind of stuck with me. Sea Org, the ogre, I think is what it was. And I was thinking of Donkey. And he's like, What? Am I not a valiant steed? Yeah. And in the morning, I'll make us waffles. I know you did an amazing job. You do really good editing, and I'm still like trying to catch up to pace on the whole editing thing, and I'm just not good with it. It's a good thing that your phone has a camera flip thing, so I didn't have to edit any of those. All I had to do was attach them all. The last one I sent to Miss T because I was like, no, can you just do it? Because I don't feel well, and two, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Yes, Betty does great stuff. Great work. Oh, Betty says she has another one. Thank you, Watcher. I have another one, but I can't seem to finish it. Uh-oh, why can't you finish it? I don't know. I'm trying to get to the boat before it takes off, and I'm stuck on the island indefinitely. I need to get back to civilization. Meaning Tojab isn't really here, so everyone asked if they were blocked. Oh. I didn't see him say anything either, so I wouldn't have known if he was here. But sometimes the chat moves a little too fast, and I'll miss something. Oh, you're welcome, hun. Who's been breaking glass everywhere? Oh, Betty says she's a perfectionist. Oh, she gets hung up on the tiny things. I know one of these days I'm going to have to sit down when I have time and just watch videos on how to do video editing. It would be so much fun. I think Betty has the same phone I have, and I know it can do so much. Gemini said he just got one, and I freaking love the phone, and I know it has so many capabilities, and I'm just not schooled on it yet. I missed that one. And all I saw was breadcrumbs, not glass. Breadcrumbs. It's like Hansel and Gretel. I'm immature, sorry. No, you're funny. Betty Hayward, you need to go one of those smash rooms and break stuff and not let workers come in and smash your glass. Have you heard of those Watchers? They have those, like, these buildings that they just have people come in and destroy stuff and get out. Like, it would probably be amazing for those that need anger management. Cat food. Uh-oh. I don't know if I even want to know where that one went. I must have missed something before. But people who are moving out in the fridge and the broken glass everywhere. Well, me. Well, not me, but the people who were moving out the fridge. Oh, is she being for like real? Like, did someone move out recently and there's broken glass? Like, they didn't pay attention to what they were doing? Do they have them in your area? I don't remember where I saw it, Watcher. I saw it. I think it was on YouTube or something. Maybe it was on a TV program. And I had seen something like that. Watcher, that sounds like a good idea, actually. I have done that. A friend's going over a bad divorce, and I finished chemo, took a sledgehammer to everything. I got them to put her ex pick on everything. It was emotionally nice. And that is like, that's like one of those steps. I didn't physically do that, but that's like one of those steps that I did in my separation. So, I don't know if they still have it, but there's like these little tickers you can get for your phone, and you can be like a countdown to a vacation. or a countdown to, an event. And so I put this little ticker on my phone, and it was how many days that I was able to go without feeling the need to contact the victimizer, the perpetrator. And this is when I went and stayed in a battered women's shelter. And every time that I would leave, I would set the ticker, and I'd be like, okay, I've been away for this long. I've been away for this long. Oh my gosh, And it wasn't me that would accept this person back. He would just happen to find me. And then he would be like, oh, it'll never happen again. I'm a different person. I'm not drinking anymore. I'm not doing drugs anymore. And they're really good at, putting on that fake facade that they've changed, or they're working on themselves. And within a month to 6 weeks, they're back at it. So I would put a little ticker on my phone and be like, okay, it's been 6 weeks. Well, when the situation with my daughter arose, I didn't need a damn ticker. Her safety was my ticker. But it was a really good way of being able to see those small little successes that I was talking about earlier, by like a little project, and you get through that project and you feel the edification of successfully achieving it. So that's what the little ticker kind of does. It gives you that little edification that you've made it another day. And then if you can get like a not a notepad, but they have like little apps on your phone that do notes that you can do bullet points, and you can put it in stages of what you need to get done or where you need to be to get out of a situation. If it's not real violent, I would never suggest you stay if it's in a violent situation. If it's in a violent situation, that's one of those situations where you have to just go and think later. And there is people within law enforcement that they can connect you with, which are victim advocates, and they can help you, start that list of what you need to achieve next, and safety plans and etc. of how not to come back in contact with said person. And I am so sorry you had to deal with that, Miss T, especially during such a trying time. Like, you had so much going on at one time in your life. Roger says, I know, right? I think I'm going to the shooting range this week. That's fun. Is it indoor or outdoor, Watcher? I've only done indoor. I've never done outdoor. Outdoor would be fun. Maybe it would be a little less loud too. The indoor ones are really loud. Betty says the people came yesterday to move out the old fridge, and they smashed into a bunch of stuff and broke about 3 bowls, and glassware all over the place, and they kept stepping in it. Oh no. Betty has a bunny new fridge for her honey buns. She had to replace her fridge, and the guys that moved them broke a bunch of her glass bowls. Oh, I gotcha. Well, tell them they need to pay for it. I would. I'd be like, you broke my dishes. I want half off of my moving fee. Indoor. It's so loud indoors. We have both, but I like indoor. You like the indoor range? I like it because, like, like when the little targets on that wire and it goes out and then it comes back in, like, you don't have to worry about it like moving around a whole lot. I would imagine if you were in an outdoor arena that, like the wind and stuff would kind of like mess with the targets. That's where the glass breadcrumbs and Starburst and cat food came from. All of that was in one pic. I saw breadcrumbs. Oh, she must have shared a pic and I missed it. She said, Watcher says, it's too hot to be outdoors. I don't know about you, but it's like in the hundreds. I think you're in Texas, and it gets pretty hot and humid there too, especially if you're close to the ocean. Ooh, Savannah. Mm-mm. I drove through there once, and it was like walking into a swamp. Icky, icky, icky. 104 feels like 120. Yeah, with that humidity, huh, Watcher? No doubt. No doubt. Guidance said her mind was on Betty and her bacon. Yeah, no breaking Betty's cookware. She won't be able to bake us any honey buns with some fresh melted honey and butter. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Sounds so good. So, what do we do if we're in a situation where a victim feels trapped, isolated, and afraid to seek help? If you see something, you say something. You approach them in a nonchalant way so where they know that you're a safe zone and they can confide in you because you're their only outside source to help get help. Hi, Crazy Brad. Welcome, welcome, love. How are you doing? It's good to see you. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, there's help available. And we have to, as a collective, work together, whether it's male or female or a child, especially if it's kids. Too many times have I seen people walk by why a child is being abused. And these are in places like a grocery store. And there is a fine line between discipline and abuse. There's that gray area. But to be on the safe side, always pay attention to the children's demeanor. Are they ducking and dodging? Do they look scared of that person? Because you could be that one step from a child being hurt, and then we're on YouTube looking at a child that's missing, and we come to find out that they've been severely hurt or not here anymore. And those of you that are, doctors and yeah. And sometimes they don't even say, that Watcher. Sometimes you can just tell. Sometimes you can just tell. Like the way the child, when the parent scolds them in public, it's probably 1,000 times worse when they're being scolded at home because of the way the child's demeanor is, or the way the wife's demeanor is, or the girlfriend's demeanor is. And I've seen even men that the wife will verbally attack them in public. And first, I think it's disrespectful. You should never disrespect your spouse in public. If you have something to say, wait till you get home, and you don't have to yell about it. You can have a conversation about it. But when you have even a couple that's one of them is being disrespectful to the other one in public, can you imagine what it's like behind closed doors? And again, they've probably been going through it for so long, they don't even realize what it's doing to their spirit. See something, say something. Exactly. Amen. Doing well. It's so dang hot. Yes, it is. Do they beg, Mommy, please don't hit me? Yeah. Or you see a little one and they feel kind of awkward around their male parent. You're like, ugh, what's really going on? And anyone that's been abused, we kind of already feel kind of skeptical in certain types of situations. So we kind of have to take that step back and be like, is this how I'm feeling about the situation, or is what happening really happening? But if you have concern, there's no hurt in confronting that situation. Not necessarily them, but getting help for them. Getting their license plate number and contacting law enforcement and saying, hey, I saw this happen. This is the car they were driving. And you could very well help save someone's life. Because you don't always have that ability to stop something from happening right that moment. And if a crime hasn't been committed, it's hearsay. If it hasn't been committed, like by where you have seen it or a camera has seen it, it's hearsay, and they could get away, and then it would start all over again, that cycle. Watcher says, yep, I know firsthand about that. Crazy Brett says, I've seen kids duck when their mom looks at them to say no. You know they get hit. Ducking and dodging is like the first sign. First sign. Even if a parent raises their voice and they kind of duck, because they're probably used to being hit. And when they're in public, they're only getting yelled at, but you'll still see that child like duck, recede back, like pull back away from them, like, oh, this isn't going to be good when I get home. Always be safe than sorry. Amen. Yes. Walter says, I was in a seriously abusive relationship and I lost me in the relationship. I swore I would never allow that to happen again, which is why I stay single. Amen. And I do not promote, staying single, but don't get in a relationship out of fear of being alone, because then you're putting yourself at risk because you're still vulnerable to what happened previously. And until you regain that security and the confidence, like Miss T said earlier, then you're putting yourself at risk of it happening again. Exactly. There's counselors, there's support groups, and safe places for victims to share their stories and find guidance. No pun intended, guidance. Law enforcement plays a crucial role in protecting victims and holding abusers accountable. So if you do get hurt, when you get the opportunity, if it's something physical, take a picture or a video and just tuck it away until you get the opportunity that you can share it. Always get the picture. Try to get a picture of the scene and the injury, even if you can't do anything at that moment. Because as long as you have that, that is the evidence you need for a conviction. Because if you don't have that evidence, then it becomes, again, hearsay. And I am big on saving things like that. Always save it. And keep it until you don't need it anymore. And you will know when you don't need it anymore. And if you have say, for instance, like you're afraid to leave the situation and these things have happened, and you have documented pictures and videos of things that have gone on over a period of time, yeah, exactly. Receipts 101. You have a video and a photograph history. And it's not like you forget what happened. So you don't even have to write it down, because as soon as you see the picture, you're going to remember exactly what happened. And then when you do get the opportunity, you can lay the evidence out in front of somebody and say, this has been going on for this amount of time. This is what I've seen for this amount of time. Here's my story and here's the evidence. And when you have that, it's much more convictable than if you didn't. That's why when people say, oh, I was beaten and this and that, and they don't have the pictures, I'm not saying I don't believe them at all, because some people don't think about it. They don't think they'll ever need it. But if you've ever had to deal with law enforcement, they're going to say, hey, where's your evidence? We need to see something. Because if we can't see it, it didn't happen. And it's your word against theirs. The legal system does do a lot of work to ensure that justice is served for those that are affected by domestic violence, but only to the limit that you let them. To be proactive in your own mental health and your own mental safety. Surviving is learning to rebuild your life and regain the strength and independence. And then you are a survivor and you're no longer a victim. As long as you stay in the victim mentality and you stay in the situation, you lose the ground, your footing to move forward. And it's up to all of us to stand up against domestic violence and offering support and empathy to those around us. And I don't just mean in just domestic violence, because you guys, anyone that's here knows what my channel is about. It's not just domestic violence, it's sexual assault and it's bullying. And as I said yesterday on my stream that Miss T was in, I'm not on anyone's team. I'm on Team Inky, and Team Inky is about humanity. If I see something going on with Watcher and I think it's foul, I'm going to say something. I'm not going to be out here on the web exploiting it. If Phil says something, hey, Inky, what do I do about this? I'm going to tell him. I'm always going to give advice regardless, because I'm not on any team. I'm on Team Humanity. What is safe for our community? What uplifts people? Lambrow, welcome, darling. And I think too much has gone on in this last year that is just, it's fucking absurd to me, and excuse my French. And it's up to us to stand up and help combat and give empathy to those that need it. It truly is. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be called out for something. You know, we have email, we have cell phones. Because everybody needs love and compassion. Honestly. What is the best feeling, if you guys can remember, and each of you can answer? What was the best feeling you had when you were a child? If you had the luxury of having parents, was it hearing your mom or dad saying, wow, you did an amazing job? Wasn't it uplifting? Even as adults, we still need that. We think as adults, we don't need that edification anymore. But let me tell you, if you have someone in your life that edifies you, it's the most beautiful feeling in the world. Someone that supports you, not financially, I mean emotionally. say Phil wanted to build a channel, and he had that person on his side saying, yeah, let's do this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's uplifting. It gives you drive and passion to succeed. And when we don't have that, that's when we fail as an individual and as a community. I think I kind of like these cute little videos that, Sketchy's been doing. I'm not big on the bashing, and you guys know that. Regardless of whatever other people have done wrong, that's not my forte. But the cute little videos, it's a way of building bonds between people that may not talk, or that may. But it's like, if you think of like a DNA strand and those little blocks that hold those little pieces together, it's kind of like when he says something or whatever and adds two people that really don't communicate. I think it's kind of cute. It's like a little building block between them. You know what I mean? I think it's really cute. Like, I met Gray Pill from being over at Belvi's channel. I believe it was Belvi's channel. A little building block that brings other people into your life that can help support and edify us as a community, and help confront the things that we all know deep down in our spirit aren't right, and help give guidance to those that need it. It's good to see you, Gray Pill. I liked your little response too, Lambrow. It was really cute. I hope you got to see mine. I'm missing these. Sorry, I'm slacking on the chat. I know. I'm a little slow. Watcher Crazy says, I went through several years of counseling. After that, I finally learned how to love me and realize I did not need someone in my life. Maybe one day I will want someone, but I will never need someone. Yeah. I don't want to have to financially depend on somebody, like I need them, like I can't survive. I'm all about, us having our places in life, but I don't want to be in that position either, where I feel that I can't survive on my own ever again, or that I won't be somebody ever again. But it makes you stronger. And I'm sure she'll say that too. It made her stronger. So she is setting that bar for those around her to help them understand that the bar has just been raised. Receipts 101. And you keep it till the day you can burn it. I still have evidence. Those Rubbermaid tubs that are like 30, 40, 50 gallon tubs, whatever they are. 3 of those full of documents and evidence. And one day I'll get to burn them all. And I'm so excited about it. Hopefully sooner than later. I'm thinking about October. We'll see. Phil says, amen, Watcher. Realizing your self-worth is priceless. Yes, it is. Phil, I agreed, and it's empowering. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Individualism equals empowerment. Guidance says, yes, sometimes that's the hardest part of mental prison over the safety factor. And I agree. It's the mental prison that we live in. And that's that fear of stepping out of that comfort zone that you've become accustomed to into the feeling of freedom and self-awareness. And you get to keep those red flags that you learned. You don't have to look at them as something that's negative. You can look at them as something empowering. Oh, that's a red flag. I've seen this before. This could be something that's going to re-emulate something that happened before, and I don't want to be a part of that. That's what red flags are for. Learning what is good and what is not. What are you willing to tolerate and what are you not? And you take those red flags and you use them to empower yourself and be like, Yes, ma'am, preach. I'm not preaching. No. Maybe just a little. I'll get off my soapbox. Crazy says, I have to say that I am glad I had something else to do yesterday and I was not online. Oh, I don't think I was online yesterday either. It was like the wee hours of this morning. It was like 4, 5, 6, 7, probably like 7 a.m. guidance time. Yes, love. A good support team of empowering each other. Yes, ma'am. Everything is designed to create sides. Once you realize that, it is easy to see and avoid the tribalism. And that's too bad, huh, Phil? That's really too bad that we go through, especially if you say you went to a school that was really cliquey and you're kind of used to that. It's really too bad, because we should empower each other and lift each other up as a unit. Because if people feel welcome in multiple places, guess what's going to happen? It's going to build a larger community. Instead of trying to break down that community, and I really think that's over selfishness, jealousy, the feeling of feeling insignificant or inadequate, that people do that. And they try to build up walls when they should be taking the wall down and sharing. Watcher of Crazy, I sent you an email answering your questions. Please let me know if it goes through. I got a weird message saying I'm not sure. Oh, was this Miss Watcher's questionnaire? That have the good and best intentions. The first time I remember my mom saying she was proud of me was the day I graduated high school. And wasn't that an empowering feeling? That was like, you take that same feeling of edification for someone that has gone through or in a domestic violence situation. They don't know what that feeling feels like anymore, because the perpetrator has beat it out of them, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or financial. They have, taken that feeling away. And so the only edification they get is by that victimizer, the perpetrator, not hurting them. See what I mean? So they get the validation and that feeling from the calmness before the storm. And then it goes through that cycle. So they look forward to the moment that it's going to calm down, instead of them working together as a team and getting edification from other things, because they're still stuck on the cycle. Support. That's right. I have always craved support and affirmation, as well as we should. And you'll hear men be like, oh, I don't, they're not into that. But honestly, when they were a kid, they did. But as we get older, our brains get so, we don't have the sensory system we did as we did when we were children. So there's all the gray noise that goes on in a daily hustle and bustle of life, right? But if you can remember that time and what it felt like, and you're around others that help you feel that way, it's like the most elating feeling to know that someone is giving you that edification, that support, and the empathy when in time of need. My family did not show that, and I'm sorry to hear that. Because we all deserve it. That's such a cute little puppy dog picture. Oh my gosh. Is that a crusted? Is that a Chinese crusted? Is that one of those little hairless puppies that has like the little sparse hair? So cute. No, I think it has too much hair for a crusted. But it has like the physique of a crusted. Nope, Lambrow didn't go through. Empaths usually do. I'm an empath. Mm-hmm. Aww. Lambrow says, thanks, Watcher. I will do it again. It was long and she lost. Oh no. She has to retype the whole thing. It resonates and builds a bond. Great Pill's back again. Guidance says yes, but sometimes the bar is too high and that you don't let the love in that you deserve to. And I believe what guidance is saying is it's because we become in fear of getting too close to someone. And when you let someone in and you get close to someone, you're letting yourself be vulnerable to be hurt again. And in turn, sometimes you block out that love and support system that you would need or you do want. And so it makes it's disheartening because you want something. You fiend for something. Everyone wants to be loved and feel loved. And when you've gone through something that's traumatic like that, you're almost scared to, because it may happen again. So you take those little red flags that you learned and you use them. And then you take your time and really get to know someone instead of doing things more impulsively as we did when we were younger before that happened. And we ended up in a situation that wasn't conducive to a healthy relationship and lifestyle. Phil, even though I realize that you are younger than I thought, you're old sound still makes me good. No, I can't believe I read that out loud. No way, Phil. Phil, you're 64. No way. Guidance says, still, Phil, I still want to vision you the way I did. What was that? What did I miss, Guidance? Mm-hmm. Are you chasing Phil around on the island? Watcher says she ignores the red flags now. She just collects them. Well, hopefully you take those red flags and you put them in these little suitcases, and you only pull out the little suitcase when you need it. Because if we hold on to that, it can be self-damaging, to our mental stability. History Museum people watch and coffee. That sounds like fun. Oh, stop. I'm not young at all. You're not 64. Are you, Phil? Really? Sorry, Inky, I get distracted around Phil and his old soul and how wise he is. He really does sound like a youngin', though. Get to know. Welcome in, darling. Yes, with you. Regardless, I wear plaid sports coats daily, walk with a wooden cane, and wear circular glasses and smoke a pipe. Interesting, Phil. Phil, is it the bow tie suspenders? It sounds like the game Clue. I think that's what he's describing. I think he's full of it. That's what it reminds me of. Is it the professor? The professor in the game Clue? I know all of us are old enough to know what the game is. It was fun. I mean, not as fun as licking a frog's butt, but it was a great life. Oh, let's not get started on licking frogs. Guidance, it's going better now. I had damaged wisdom tooth Monday and went through help. Ooh. Yeah, I don't want to get on. I don't think me or guidance wants to get on that tooth subject. Ooh, ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. I am so sorry, Gray. It does not sound pleasant. Been there very recently and not a happy camper. Make sure you take your antibiotics till they are finished. Don't stop before they're done. And if you don't have them, make sure you get some. Guidance said she didn't get a questionnaire. It's on her community page. Let's see. I was feeling philosophical. Oh my gosh. I think that's funny. That is funny. I know. Oh, Get to Know didn't get a questionnaire either. Get to Know, go to Watcher's community tab. And I think that's where she said it is. Hi, Nance. Well, I showed up day early for my meeting. Uh-oh. At Lambrow. My family was not like that either. I was effed up until I graduated high school. Then my relationship changed completely with my mom. Did it change for the better or for the worse, Watcher? Was it more healthy after you were, finished with the tasking of, the school and the making her proud part? Is that what you're meaning? Today I'm doing better than I did yesterday, and hopefully I'll be doing better tomorrow than I am today. Amen. Sounds like my mom. She does all the time. No matter what drama or chaos, I still bug Phil for my date. Ooh, are you guys going on a date? My relationship is better, but I still struggle sometimes with my mom. My dad is the one who taught me how to love. I can't remember where I was at when I was listening to How Men Love. Men Love, I think it was Great Pill podcast. I think we were listening to that lady. Oh no, I can't remember her name. She was the goofy lady in the white dress that was attacking somebody. But men need that edification more than I think a lot of women realize they do. Sunshine, welcome back. So then you set the bar super high in the way of protecting yourself. She must be talking to Watcher. Oh, Lambrow. Watcher, maybe. Arms up. What is that? Like when you're putting on your shirt? Your little sleepy jammies? Those little, what are they called? Um, Footy pajamas? Watcher Crazy says at Lambrow, I wish I would have had a dad around to teach me to love. My mom eventually became my first best friend, but it took till I was about 25. For those that were lucky enough to have their mother and their father, and the mother and father being in a healthy relationship, they get to teach their children about, terms of endearment and, public displays of affection and how to give love. And for those that, like myself, I didn't get to grow up with that male and female role model in my home. It made it very hard to learn to step down, and give the man more control. And then the moment I did, I gave it to the wrong person. So it's like a catch-22. It's a very, very delicate balance. And a lot of times we don't realize, some of the mistakes that we made until it's too late. Like, oh, I shouldn't have got into this one. Gosh, it's so touchy. 2 upside down vanilla lattes. The caramel frappe. I haven't had one yet today. Lambrow says, I have the best dad, and he is the one who has kept our family together. He sacrificed a lot. That is amazing. Very lucky. Have you guidance? You're a naughty little guidance. Sunshine Moonbeams, how are you, my sister? Get to know says. I think Phil likes it. Watcher says, Phil's like 32. Phil has stopped running from me so much since lately. Okay, so is he 64, 67, or 32? Come on. Oh, Phil says he is 64. Lambro says, sorry, I missed some catching up. My dog is a mixed rescue, and I'm not sure, but it seems like he's part poodle, long legs, and some kind of terrier. See, to me, he looks like an extra furry Chinese crusted. So like he's a Chinese crusted mixed with something that has long hair. And so he just has really thin, long hair. And he's adorable. He's not 64, but he has an old soul. Listen to you two banter. And I have always envisioned him as an older man. And the older the better, with the bow tie and suspenders, with wise knowledge and spunk. You're so silly. I'm old age cyberpunk. Yep, all my wisdom teeth came out when I was pregnant. Ooh, you had them all pulled at the same time? Boy, I hope you got to sleep through that. Oof. Mm-hmm. Sunshine says, I'm lost as usual. There's the community tab for Miss Watcher, so you can fill out your questionnaire. Oh, last week I was there 3 hours early. They changed the day. Was that for your teefies? Yes, lots more healthy. I'll try to get to these faster so I can keep up. I know, me too. I loved my footy pajamas. And then, because, we had upstairs, downstairs. And so, you get a piece of cardboard and your little footy pajamas and you go, brrr, down the staircase. Oh my gosh, so fun. Umbrella, I got your email. I just love you. You're an amazing person. I promise I will answer. No, because I was pregnant and doing chemo. I couldn't have anything done. So you had to wait till you were done. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're meeting. Okay, I got you. Now I'm all caught up. Goodness. Oh, I couldn't imagine having that many teeth taken at once. One was enough. I mean, shoot, the one that I did have taken, it took her 3 times to get the whole damn thing out. Oh, I'm having nightmares again. My poor little face, it was so swollen. By the 3rd time I went in, I was like, just do whatever you need to do. It was miserable. No, when I was pregnant, getting it out. I don't even like thinking about teeth, nothing. It was a little over a week before I had the twins and a week after my last chemo. That is so much in such a small period of time. Can you imagine the stress guidance was going through? Just all of that at once is so much. Yeah, you would have to when there's like that much. And then you can't like suck on anything, like nothing through a straw, no smoking, no. Oof. All your food goes in the blender for like the first week. I should have started a new email so I would not have taken so long to send. Glad you got it. I'll have to check out this this questionnaire. What is this questionnaire about? Let's see. Can I copy? No, I can't copy, huh? What's the questionnaire about, Miss Watcher? Or are we doing a trauma questionnaire? You just emailed me? Okay, hold on. It's 106 in Idaho. What in the blazes? That's like, oh, that's like deserty too, huh? Okay, let me check. Oh, is this a forward guidance? Missy. Oof, 106. Is it humid there? Get to know? Because I can't imagine it being 106 plus humidity. Oh, nasty, nasty, nasty. I copied and pasted it to you. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, I got my frappy. Oh, shoot. I'm slacking. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't get to that section yet. I'm a twin. Haven't hid that. You're a twin? Do you miss your twin? Oh, she's your BFF? You have a twin sister? So you must be like paternal twins instead of fraternal twins. Oh, do I see like a love affair going on here? Okay, just be safe, kids. Any red flags, you call Inky. Oh, goodness. Thank you for sending it to me, Miss Guidance. The best years are college and after. Bill, I was married to a twin. He had a twin sister and boy twins. I'm very curious, like, were they fraternal twins? Sister boy twins. Yeah, those are probably fraternal twins. Or maternal. Wait. Am I saying it right, you guys? I'm at age 3. Both are boys. Are they identical, Guidance? I was hoping I could get 2. Oh, you could have 2 Phils? Goodness. Oh, that means that you. So does that mean, are they, Guidance, are they like the fraternal twins or paternal twins? Like, because they were fraternal. So identical. So I think fraternal twins is where one egg splits into 2 and they're identical. Or fraternal is where there's 2 separate eggs that were fertilized, and so they can be male and female versus the same sex and identical. What about she's a psychiatrist and tries to psychoanalyze me? That's my only complaint. Aw, Phil. You should like it. Oh, I'm sorry about your loss, Guidance. I am. It's rough. I always tell my daughter she was a twin and she ate her sister. Felicia. Oh my goodness, that's funny. So one's Phil and one is Felicia. That's why they survived, because they were fraternal. So you must mean that they were 2 different eggs. Okay, I got you. Phyllis. Is it really? I can't help it. Oh my gosh. I know, huh, Watcher? That is funny. I'm sorry. It was probably not funny to those who don't know me. I thought she was going to put syphilis. I don't know why I was reading that. Yes, with a double mastectomy and chemo help, they were separate. I just watched a show the other day where a woman had 2 eggs, but she ovulated like a month or 2 after the first one. And so she delivered one, and then 2 months later, she delivered the other one. Oh, I thought that was so strange. I mean, I can see it happening, but I thought it was like the weirdest thing. Like, could you imagine delivering your babies like 2 months apart? Like, how did they keep the other one in? You would think it would wanted to come out. Yes, I love the banter. I know, huh? See, a happy place. Happy place. And Roger said, oh my God, that would be awful, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be weird? You'd be like, oh, at least I got rid of 10 pounds. I still have another 10 to go. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine? I can't. Just because I know I've had 3 kids, and then like still being pregnant and having to get up all the time and losing sleep and still have 2 months to go to deliver the second one. Oh my goodness. Oh, just the thought of it sounds scary. I think that's why the Lord and Savior makes us miserable for like the last month or two, because he knows that we're going to have a really rough next 3 months. Being pregnant was bad enough, but to evict one and have to retain one for a month. Exactly. That's what I was exactly thinking that. Exactly the same thing. She said, shit, hell to the no. I can't even. Oh, no. You would just be healing up for one and have to go through that all over again. Oh, especially if, and they were both veggie births too. So, oh, yeah. I heard about 10 minutes of our live last night, and then you talked about being at a channel with 10 positive people is better than 300 fighting. Yes, ma'am, all day long. Yep. And I would rather have quality over quantity on any given day of the week. Any given day of the week. Fun banter over the bitching and the yelling and the slander and the nasty, nasty negativeness. Any day of the week. Any day. I did not either. I am with you on that one. It was good for about a month. After that, it's the puking and the feeling like poop. And then you get another month somewhere in the middle there that you have a little bit of energy. And I think the Lord gave you that to get everything ready. And then it goes back to feeling like poop. I won't go into detail, but I had 12 others post-birth. Oh. Whoa, what do you mean? I won't go into detail. 12 other what? Wait, what did I miss? Twelve other what? Shit. Hi, Georgia girl. Did I miss something in the chat? Do you mean like 12 other treatments? Teeth? What are we talking about? Aliens? OMG. She had 12 aliens post-birth. Okay, so how many of you believe in aliens? You know, I posted a video the other day where our government finally admitted that we do have aliens. I think it's crazy. Speaking of aliens, we got to be nice to them. We don't want to offend them. They could save us from all this world chaos. Sorry, guidance. We gave away your secret. Oh. She's been hanging out at Area 51. So funny. Goodness. So back to what I was saying in the beginning of my live is, so I'm putting together a program and I will be sharing it starting on Monday of how to make a safety plan, contacts for areas for each of our 50 states. And I will be posting it. It probably won't be a live. It'll probably just be just a video. So it will be an informational video. So if there's information that you need for your specific area, you're able to get it from there. or if you know someone that needs information in their specific area, then you can help get that information to them. I live in Nevada and Area 51 is a party. Are they flying around on their little cruise ships? I heard there's like different ones. There's grays and there's something else. You have a couple of aliens yourself, Watcher? Lambrow, what secret? Aliens are people too. So from what I was listening to, they said the aliens, they don't eat like us humans. They absorb it through their skin. And then they have bowel movements through their skin, which would be weird. Because then you'd have like, how would you put a bib on so you don't make a mess? That's what I was wondering. And you couldn't diaper yourself. So how would you, like, little baby aliens? Like, do they just like have poop on them or something? I don't know. Sounds weird to me. Lambrow, what secret? You had 12 aliens. Yes, aliens. They definitely look like. Has anyone heard of that before? Have they watched that show? How the aliens, because they don't have mouths, like they don't eat with their mouth. They eat. This is interesting. Have any of you guys ever watched any of Kaylee's stories about the harvesting thing? So, from the video I was watching, they were discussing how they harvest like cows and to feed the alien that they still have that's alive, the one surviving one. And the alien basically uses the cow's blood and rubs it on its skin, and that's how it eats. It absorbs it through its skin. Yeah, neither did I, Lambrow. I thought it was the weirdest thing ever. I was like, are they for real? And they don't talk. They talk with their mind, and they don't walk. Like they move. I guess they have legs. They kind of move, but they move with their mind or something. Like everything is done mentally. Like communication and everything. I find that very strange. Right? Lots of cow mutilations in Nevada. And I wonder if that's why the BLM lets the animals just run rampant and wild. Because they harvest them there. It just tripped me out and it caught me off guard, and it reminded me of something that Kaylee had said before. How the harvesters are skinwalkers. I don't know what they call them. I can't really remember it verbatim. I would have to like try to go find the videos. But it was just really strange to me, and it reminded me of something she had said. And if you think about it, think of how many people go missing there. You know? Because that's not something that's new for that area. You know? I don't know. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I could be down that rabbit hole for a long time. Next thing you know, you'll find Inky cruising around the desert looking for aliens. Instead of inside the circus looking for Johnny. Nevada is the hub for UFO sightings. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, shoot, the highway is called extraterrestrial highway. It's just too convenient for me, especially now that the government has finally come out and said, yes, they exist. I feel horrible for the people that have said they've seen them, and these people aren't here anymore, or they've been told they're crazy. Could you imagine being that person? It's like being in a domestic violence situation and you're saying, oh, I'm being beaten, and everyone, like the law enforcement, they don't believe you or something. You know, it would be so sad. that they take your they make you feel crazy because you saw something and they just didn't want to believe it existed, or they denied the existence of it to keep it quiet. It's easy going down that rabbit hole with the unknown. Yes, it is far too easy. And so we have to stay grounded. It would be hard because sometimes family and friends don't believe them. I know, but it's happened all over. So it's not like it's just here. It's happened in other countries, for God's sakes. It's not like something's just here. I mean, not everyone from different walks of life see the same thing. I mean, they have videos from the military ships that all look the same from different areas. So the pictures that they've taken from different locations from Navy ships are like the same from different coastlines. So how did they do that? You know what I mean? Let's see. Yeah. I probably watched like, I don't know, 4 videos back to back, and it was crazy. And the photos all look, not all of them look the same, but the ships all generally look the same. And then the ones with the triangles look the same. And they were stating that they were off of different shorelines. Like not even US shorelines. I know. I don't know where everybody went. They all done run off. But I need to jump off here anyway. I just wanted to touch base with everybody and go over, learning to confront domestic violence head on. And if you see something, say something. If you need help with something, you're welcome to contact me. I will put my email in the chat if you need information on any of the 3 topics that I cover. Hi, Great Pill. Great Pill, are you going live tonight? Is anyone in chat going live tonight? Guidance, are you going live tonight? If you are, and don't forget to put your link in the chat. So if someone in the chat isn't subscribed to you, that they can subscribe to you and go check you out. $12 Central at 12 midnight. So 10 o'clock my time, 10 p.m. Are you talking about 12 a.m.? Or are you talking noon tomorrow? Let me grab I need to get your tonight. Okay, 10 p.m. my time. Okay, I'll be there listening. Let me grab your link. Okay, Lambra love. Mwah. Thank you for being here. I'm going to grab Guidance's link. The topic is shame. Okay, copy, paste. Here's Gray Pill's link. Go like and subscribe. He has awesome panel groups. And says live in 3 hours. I will share. This will be his live this evening, 10 o'clock Central. Go check him out. Awesome shows. Let me grab guidances too. Grab guidances link. Copy and paste. And if you haven't liked and subscribed to Guidance, please do so. She has great, we're doing this to Degen Island over there. It's so fun. It's great. Awesomeness. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me, chit-chatting. Be supportive and love thy neighbor. Okay? We all need that edification and love. It gives us the drive to keep doing good and what we came here for. I love y'all. Mwah. Night-night.